Hey guys, real quick before this video starts, I have to let you guys know that this video is brought to you by Pyre Gaming Supplements. Use code GOLDEN for 15% off all products through October. And without further ado, let's get into this video. See you guys there. Hey, what's going on everybody? It's me, Hex's Golden here with yet another new video. So today, we're going to be talking about what should the next COD be. Okay, as you guys know, I'm a massive COD fan. And it's one of my favorite series of all time. And I want to see next year's COD. And I want to predict it. As well as say what I wish it was. And what I wish would be included. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. I personally would love to see a World War I COD. I don't know why. There's something about it that I enjoy a lot. We have never touched that point in which we had a World War I era. We've always gone either World War II, Cold War, modern day, or future. But we've never gone even further back to the dawn of when like modern war was fought, which is World War I, which is something that I would love to see in a video game. Obviously, Battlefield 1 did it. I was playing that game earlier today. It's a phenomenal game. And I would just love to see something made by either Infinity Ward, because they're the next creators, Sledgehammer, or Treyarch is what I mean. And something about that would be just very, I think, enjoyable for the fans. And yeah, so first off, let's get right into what I think it will be, though. So what I think it will be is another Modern Warfare, more than likely. Obviously, Modern Warfare made by Infinity Ward, it makes Activision a boatload of money. Like, as long as it's connected to that name, they're never losing money off of it. And to some extent, I think that's a good thing, because every Modern Warfare game has been good. But I would like to see them test out new things. Maybe it wouldn't work, but I would like to see it get tested nonetheless. And if it doesn't work, well, that sucks. But you have to take the risk sometimes, which is something that I don't think Activision, Treyarch, or Infinity Ward have done in a little bit. The last time they took a risk, really, was Advanced Warfare, where they added in advanced movement, which at the time that was new, that was something cool. Now it sucks, like, because it got milked dry. I don't want the same thing happening to Black Ops or Modern Warfare or any other major series that COD makes, right? So I would very much like to see it go into a different time. Don't even connect it to the main series. If you want, maybe in the future make a World War I series in COD. I would be fine with that. But don't actively seek out a series. Make it a standalone game. Obviously, COD is known for its series, but I personally think that would be better if we didn't make it one. Secondly, something that I would expect from COD this upcoming year after Cold War, and after all of its seasons. Obviously, Season 1 has just released, so it's barely started its life cycle, but I want to talk about what I am expecting to see in the next COD. What I do expect is, like I said, a Modern Warfare, which I personally loved the new one, but like it got boring after I grinded forever, and it started sucking, I'm not going to lie. But if we are able to have it where they will constantly update it like they did in Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War 2020. If we can do it like that, I think it will keep people playing for a long time. And I think that would just be an overall fun game. So it would give it a long life cycle even after the game gets no more updates. Secondly, what do I fully plan to see in that game? Big maps. But probably casual 3-lane maps. I don't want to see what MW 2019 had, though, where there were windows everywhere and like 8,000 entries into a single room, which often would actually weirdly cause more camping, which obviously I hate the idea of camping. I like maps where you have to run around. And I think Treyarch does those maps a lot better than Infinity Ward. Obviously, Infinity Ward's famous for Rust, which is mainly a camping map, and there's a bunch of other ones. While, yes, Black Ops series does have some, it's a lot more open, and it's a lot more, hey, you run around a lot in it. And I like that comparatively. Now let's get into what I want to see. Obviously, like I said, World War I era. And what I would hope to see is something similar to Battlefield 1, with the cavalry being a major part of it. Unlike Battlefield 1, though, I would like to follow one character in the campaign instead of having multiple stories of different soldiers and all that. So, let's say we play just a random British soldier, right? We should have that character go throughout the entire span of the game so we can get connected with not only that character, but his platoon. We can get introduced to new ones. This is something I feel like COD World War II, which was made by Sledgehammer, tried to achieve. However, Sledgehammer never really showed the gruesomeness of World War II. They kind of kept it like America, woo, good, only everything America did was amazing. That's kind of how they did it. I want if they make a World War I title, for it to be gritty, for them to show the nastiness of war. I want them to show the nastiness of the trenches and all that. I think that is something that needs to happen if they go that route, and I hope they do. Again, and then a new thing. I just want to see, like, not in multiplayer, but in the campaign, trenches play a major part. Of course, just have one mission where you're holding down the trench against a German attack from No Man's Land, where they're trying to take that next area, or have cutscenes where, like, in between loading screens, maybe you're digging up a trench, maybe you're doing certain things like that. Obviously, it doesn't have to be interactive. It could just be like a nice little in-between moment instead of it just being a black loading screen and waiting for the next mission. So there's something that you can watch happen over time, maybe have dialogue over time and all that when you're waiting for the mission to load, and then have it just be a direct cutscene to game, kind of like what Cold War did, and yeah, with their multiplayer. And lastly, before I start showing off what the community wanted I had pulled, what else is there? Multiplayer. Since it's World War I do not want to see a bunch of 3-lane maps. Of course, that's kind of a standard for just any multiplayer game, for there to be 3-lane maps, so it's easier for you to find your enemy. Something that I really liked about Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. The maps never seemed 3-laned, and if they were, it was very hard to tell because there were so many ways of attacking the enemy. That's something that I felt like MW did poorly, and it was like, sure, you had elevation on the enemy sometimes, or sometimes you were below them, but you never felt like you had a whole bunch of leniency on like where you can move, which I think is something that has to be able to happen if this new COD title would be based on World War I and if it wanted to be successful. And yeah, I don't think if there was an extra mode other than a multiplayer and campaign, I don't think it should be zombies. If they're going to do one, they should do it like Spec Ops or like just a co-op mode. Survival maybe against a German onslaught, which would be honestly very interesting. And yeah, so with all of that out the way, what does the community want? Now, I hosted a poll on my Instagram and on my Discord. Screenshots will be posted like on this video here. So as you guys can see, we're going to start off with Zero. He says he would want to see futuristic, but he doesn't want the advanced movement of the jetpacks. But he thinks futuristic makes the most sense. World War I and World War II have been done way too much. World War I hasn't had a COD title, but he means, what I think he means is like going from really old, really long back. has been done way too much. Like, that era of war has been done so much in COD. Coming off of Cold War and MW, I think it's time to revisit the future, just without advanced movement. I believe there will be another MW title, however. Why try to fix something that isn't broken? MW has made Activision so much money. So, I'm going to break down what I think he means by this, and I'm going to do other things for people when they give, explanations. So, I assume he's a Ghost fan. He's a COD Ghost fan. I'm not, obviously, but he's a COD Ghost fan. And he really liked how that game had handled the future. And personally was never the biggest fan of it. But I will say, if they were able to pull off something like BO2's futuristic missions, where it's not so far in the future that you kind of get lost, but it's just far enough to where the technology seems ahead of our time, but not so far ahead that you just can't believe the story. So let's say they went like 5 years from now, which obviously 2025 has been covered in Black Ops 2, like I said. But let's go 5-10 years from now. No jetpacks, but hey, we have futuristic guns. Some potentially like you can wall run. That's the amount of futuristic advanced movement I would want. I don't want to see jetpacks. I personally hated the jetpack era. He personally hates the jetpack era too. I can't even blame him. That era sucked. That was the bad time of COD. I did not want to buy any CODs while that was a thing. And yeah, I found just his explanation very solid. Like I said, he's a Ghost fan, but in my opinion, if they were to able to pull it off, like Black Ops 2's future missions, that would be fun, and I think that would be a very, very, very solid COD. Like you said, MW is probably going to be the next one, just like I said it. And yeah, now let's go to the next one. Obviously, we don't have a whole bunch of time. Now I'm going to be. I asked the same question to one of my friends on my esports team. I said, quick question. Out of these 4 choices, which one would you want to see as the next COD? World War I, World War II, Modern Day, or Futuristic? Those were the exact same options I gave to everyone. And he said Modern Day. I can absolutely understand why. Modern Day, aka Modern Warfare. There's been a lot of good ones. I've never played a bad Modern Warfare game. I will say whenever. Some games that are bad are either in the World War II era, which was COD World War II, which is a very average to below average COD title, or a futuristic, obviously, which was such a miss with me. So I think Modern Day, they haven't had a miss, in my opinion. I know some people disliked MW3. I personally liked MW3. It wasn't as good as MW2, but it was good. MW 2019, also solid, just not an amazing COD. But yeah, it was fun. And if they are to go one route, I definitely think MW is going to be the way that they go. And you know what? Let's just say over the next 2 years also. This year and next. I assume this upcoming year is going to be another MW title. I really hope Treyarch, though, in the year after this, comes out with a game that is not just MW. Not MW. Black Ops 5, 6, whatever we're on now. They need to come up with something original, as I believe that that brand is getting tired out after 5 games, going on to 6 eventually, probably. And yeah, Modern Day seems the approach they're going to go with this next one, and I hope they change that up, though. Alright, now, I had also messaged some friends on my phone. The phone messages will be shown here. So I asked my friend Max, who I've recorded videos with too, same question. He said World War II era or World War I. I love those times in games. He's a huge fan of Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5, more of Battlefield 1, and I can absolutely see why. They covered World War I in an amazing way. They made it a very interesting mode. Well, not mode, but time to use in a game. I honestly never would have expected it, to be honest. And yeah, so overall I can absolutely understand that. I asked him to send his brother's response and he never got back to me, so Yeah, that sucks. Then I asked Jacob, same question, and he said modern day. Again, I think that's the route they're going to go, but I really want to see a different route. They've already done World War II, they've already done futuristic, and they've already done modern day. I want to see them go even further back in the past. And actually not last, but practically last, through messages. Same question again. He's to my friend Jordan. Modern era or futuristic is what he answered. So basically, he would prefer to see either a modern day like COD, or one said in the future. He didn't say how far in the future. He didn't say if he wanted advanced movement. So I assume he means like BO3 future. He liked BO3 a lot. I personally did not. He did not like BO4. I also didn't. So I assume he means BO3. I don't know though. And yeah. Now, last but not least, we're going to go to my Instagram poll that I had hosted. I said, what would the next COD be? World War One, World War Two, future, modern. And I believe the last time I checked this, it was a 50-50 split. But now people have made it a lot more of a diverse split. 2 said World War II era, which I can understand. World War II has been a great like time in COD. Basically, every single World War II game besides one was an absolute just beast of a game. World at War, COD 1, COD 2, COD 3. All of those were amazing. Obviously, the only one that I hated, that I didn't even hate, I just mildly disliked, was World War II. One for futuristic period, which was my friend Danny, who I also record with occasionally. And then also one for modern day, which was Eagle. Eagle had said a modern day, and now my cousin had said World War II, and Moira said World War II. So overall, I think people would like to see another World War II game. I personally would like a World War I. Obviously, very similar eras when it comes to like just history in general. Obviously, you can do a lot more with World War II, but I think World War I would just be a much more interesting take for the series. And yeah, overall, everyone wants to see a new COD of some sort. And yeah, everything was an absolute blast. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. Like always, if you did, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're notified of when I upload. And yeah, go follow my Twitch link in the description. And peace out, everybody. Bye.